All right, it's Danny Myers. I want to give a shout out to Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford. The fight wasn't the classic that we anticipated or that I anticipated. It was really a one-sided affair. Um, I saw that Errol Spence said that he wanted to do the fight again before the year's out. So sometime like November, December. However, my opinion, and I strongly feel this way. I don't feel like they need to do a rematch. There's really nothing there that Bud Crawford has to prove. He didn't. He proved everything that he wanted to prove on Saturday night. Normally, rematches get called for when a fight goes down to the wire, and it could be called either way, and then they call it for one of the other men, and then the other one feels like, oh, I thought it was a robbery, or sometimes there are clear robberies, and in those cases we want rematches. Sometimes if there's if it's a great fight, a great back and forth, and somebody happens to get knocked out, that's fine too. Like, hey, it could have went the other way. We want to see a rematch in that scenario as well. But in this particular fight, what Bud Crawford did was display total domination, total mastery over his opponent, Errol Spence Jr. The first round, I was like, yo, Bud needs to get busy. I was tweeting like, Bud, you got to get busy. You need to get them hands moving, because right now Spence is pushing the issue. He's working. He's throwing punches. He's controlling the pace of the fight. And I was like, yo, Bud, this is a big fight. I wasn't really too tripping because it was just the first round. Normally those are like the fill out rounds. First couple rounds, 3-4 rounds, people are filling their opponent out. But what I witnessed was this man, Bud Crawford, this man downloaded. And what that means is he basically in the matrix downloaded everything he needed to know about Spence in one round. He calculated, he saw everything that he could do and what he couldn't do in one round. And that was mastery, because after the first round, it was just total domination, counter punching. I felt like Bud Crawford's jab was one of the best jabs I've seen since the Lennox Lewis era, where you can totally dominate someone with a mean jab. The jab was very accurate. He wasn't wasting any punches. I think he landed like 60% of his power punches or something like that. Errol Spence, what I did like, I liked the humility after the fight. He made no excuses. He just said, yo, he was just the better man this night. I want a rematch. I don't know what he feels like would be the difference in a second fight. Does he feel like he learned a lot through that beatdown, where he felt like, okay, this is what he did to me, I know what to do next time? The problem is, even if you felt like you got an answer to what Bud did on that particular night, Bud don't necessarily have to be that same fighter the next fight. He's going to beat you in another way. This is what I mean by he downloaded him. He figured out his whole inner workings, all the mechanics, everything that makes Spence work, what he's great at, what he cannot do. And he already knows how to beat you. He got your number. There's just certain times somebody style it's gonna beat your style no matter how many other styles you can beat with your particular styles. But the way Crawford fought, it was a mix of Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler. And you're talking about speed, you're talking about accuracy, calculated moves, pre-thought out punches, and a combination of brute force, power, strength, relentlessness. I don't think Errol Spence makes it to the 12th round if they fought again. At this point, with Crawford unifying all the titles, making history, 4 belts, unified it in 2 weight classes, undefeated record. That's a risk that he doesn't need to take, because Spence always has a puncher's chance. The man is still a world class fighter. We're not saying Spence isn't a world class fighter. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is this particular man, Crawford, that you fought Saturday, he got you downloaded, man. And there's nothing you can do with it. I mean, even if you feel like you can change up your style, you can get a different trainer, or y'all can train a different method, or you can watch the tape 100,000 times and figure out, okay, every time I did this, he did that. So I know now in the next fight, I'm not gonna do that, and I know what to look for this time, and I'm gonna beat him. That's a warrior's heart. That's a warrior's mentality. But I saw total mastery. I saw total mastery. It wasn't just so much of the beatdown. It was how smart and calculated it was. That's why they call this the sweet science. It's an actual science to what's going on in that boxing ring. And Crawford was looking like a scientist. This man has something that you just don't have, Spence. And he proved it. He proved it. He's like, I'm just a better fighter. The better fighter. My boxing IQ is one of the best there is, and I'm gonna figure a way out of any scenario. And what I mean by having him download is Bud can freestyle and figure out things on the fly. It's almost like a battle rapper, where you get into a situation, somebody hits you with a haymaker, and you on the fly can come up with an answer for it. And that's what Bud has. And this is why this is the problem of a rematch. For one, you know, Bud, I don't know. I don't know his future plans. He probably could just retire right now and just say, I'm going out as one of the best that ever did it. He could take, I think Keith Thurman was calling him out. He could move up. And wait, fight some other great fighters at a different weight class, or he could just hang the gloves up. I don't like outside of another big payday. Is really match Spence, and that's just my thoughts on it. Spence, I get it. It's a pride. It's a Warriors thing. But you just got to know how to pick these fights. You got to know how to pick them. You fought and beat world class fighters. There's other fights out there for you. The rematch with I don't know how, and that's the thing. Like the anticipation, it won't be the same the way that we were anticipating this fight. If you guys were to rematch, the hype for it, just I don't think it's gonna reach the level that the first fight had due to the outcome of the first fight. We had two undefeated world class champions fighting to unify this title and to make history on Saturday, July 29th. And what happened was we just saw a one-sided affair, and to some people it went exactly the way they felt it would go. To others, such as myself, it was a bit of a surprise to see how dominating that Crawford was. Do I want to see a rematch? No. I saw a lot of other people say they're not interested in seeing a rematch, and I think you should just leave it there. Take the lick, get better, learn what you learn from that fight, and just apply it to your next fight. I'm not sure if you can learn from that fight and then take what you learned that night and use it and apply it against the same fighter and get a different result. I'm not really sure of that. But that's all I gotta say about that.